I was quite curious because, mashallah, I saw you write in the Arabic. I'm like, for somebody who's trying to really learn Arabic, like, how can one really push themselves?
Like, Qur'an Competition.
Yeah, we were just talking. I went to an Islamic institute actually from a young age to do ma'alamiyya and these things. So I studied Arabic for 4 or 5 years, and then I studied in Egypt, etc. But in terms of learning, you just need to start, man. You need to find a teacher. I think we overthink these things. You need to start.
Yeah.
You need to start. You find a point, find a teacher, or find a course, or find something that will tie you into learning, and you start. It's not difficult. It's very easy, to be honest. The amount of resources we have on the internet. There's a plethora of resources to help you. You can do great.
Yeah, but it's like someone's language predominantly is English. It's very like, it's hard. Like, for example, I'm doing I've got a teacher from Egypt, right? And literally every week it's the same thing because I can't get past it.
Yeah.
There's a letter Ra, right? I cannot like get it to that tone. You like just keep saying it every day.
How do you pronounce it?
I'm gonna be embarrassed.
Go for it.
Like if I really focus it,
It's going towards a what sound?
Or is it a ra sound?
Go for it. Alhamdulillah.
if I like Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
So it's like an American
It's not that bad. There's some people who are reciting Alhamdulillah Rabbil. But that's not that bad, to be honest. Yeah, you've heard that one.
Yeah, but it does end up going to what?
That's
like kind of
the
thing.
Egyptian guy, right?
Yeah.
That's they call it leather. That's like a lisp on the tongue.
Nah.
I've got a brother in UK as well. He, mashallah, he knows the Qur'at.
Yeah.
He recites Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Even like we tell him to recite a poem, like any word that they have right, so ra 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 ra. This one, what I've heard from the scholars.
Anyone has anything inside? Because I'm going back to this door.
No.
Anyone that has this is either in two things. They say if that person is used to it since a young age, they call it as a ada. If that ada, since that young age, it could be fixed. But if he's born with it, and he learns the ahkam al-tajweed, and he knows the rule of that letter, and if they bring two people in front of him, and that person says it incorrect, and this person says it's right, and he can differ between both of them, in that case, it doesn't have like no haraj, like he doesn't have no. He doesn't have. It's alright for him. But if if they have a solution for him to be fixed, you have to fix that.
Absolutely.
You're always good. It's not that bad, to be honest.
I think it's just trying to overthink it, like I said, overthink it. You know, when you're put in the spot. However, when you recite normally, it comes out. But if someone says recite for me or practice,
But let me ask
you.
No, you did very, very well, mashallah. So let me ask you, how many times a week do you read to your shaykh?
well, we have one lesson a week for an hour.
It's not enough.
I know.
We have stages, like we said. We have beginner, intermediate, advanced. Beginner is where I understand you have responsibility, but beginner is where you're meant to be putting in the hours.
Yeah.
No matter what your situation is, you have to put the hours in. There's actually a book which says that, I think Malcolm Gladwell, or if you want to be a master at something, do not expect it unless you put 10,000 hours of effort into practicing that.
Yeah.
1 hour a week, man.
Yeah, it's not
52
enough,
hours a year.
Yeah.
What is that, man? You should
I
not
think we were
expect
having this conversation in the car yesterday, right?
You should not expect anything.
Yeah.
Where you're at right now is good enough for that amount of time you put in.
Absolutely. What about doing online, like we spoke yesterday? Because for adult to teach an adult, you cannot find that. I could find people to teach my kids, no problem at all. But to find somebody to say, Sheikh, can you teach me? It's very hard to find someone.
There's many people. We actually teach adults, so we have an institute online. We teach adults for 15 years. There's so many institutes like that. He's your man. You need to go to him. He's close to you in London. He'll teach you with the way of تلقي المشافهة. تلقي المشافهة is
The teacher, the student sits in front of the teacher, and the teacher recites, and the student watch. The teacher recites, the student watch. Then later on, the teacher recite, the student recite, and the teacher watch.
تلقي المشافهة. This is the
See
way.
how the person, and that's how the Prophet ﷺ recited that. When he went to Jibreel alayhi salam every Ramadan, and he was reciting to Jibreel, Jibreel was looking at the Prophet. The Prophet was reciting, Jibreel was watching, looking, listening. Then Jibreel was reciting, and the Prophet was listening and watching the way how he was reciting.
This is the initial way.
So that's how actually the traditional way of recitation is. ما بين التلقي المشافهة, that's what they call it. Yeah, in the منظومة of عقيدة أطلاب القصائد by Imam الشاطبي رحمه الله تعالى, he said ولم يزل حفظه بين الصحابة في أولى حياة رسول الله مبتدرا وكل عام على جبريل يعرضه وقيل آخر عام عرضتين قرأ. So the Prophet ﷺ recited in the last few years, he recited the Quran twice to Jibreel alayhi salam. So the Quran is like that, transmission. Like a teacher read and the student listens. The student read and the teacher listens and watch. So that's how it is. Reciting online, some of the mashayikh, they don't actually like it. They prefer the student to go to the teacher.
The sahba is important because Quran is also tarbiyah and tazkiyah. Wallahi, this is very important. We're in a generation of transactions, and you teach me, I pay you. Khalas, done. The relationship is over. It shouldn't be like that. Quran is a more holistic.
Like the way how I see example, I always give an example. Sheikh Jamal, example Sheikh Jamal. The way how I see him with his sheikh is not only like a teacher and a student. I actually see it as a father and a son. Even he's telling me that I'm with my sheikh more than I'm with my father. And even his father, he even said in one of his programs, he said, one of the gatherings, he said, my son, I don't even sometimes take him as my son. I think so his sheikh is his son. Because the way how he is with the sheikh,
I'm looking for
every time he's with him, anytime he's with him, he just like him. He talks like him. He speaks like him. He walks like him. Literally, when you see him, he's the second copy as his teacher. So that's why the suhbah of a teacher is very, very important.
Yeah.
That suhbah or that friendship, you will never find it online. You will never find it online. Why? The teacher, what you will say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you ready? Yes. You are reading. Allahu a'lam if the teacher is listening to you.
You look like I got a friend like Adil.
How are you?
Hello.
I've seen you before in the masjid downstairs.
You fine?
Alhamdulillah, long time.
Yeah, long time.
How's everything going?
Alhamdulillah. Nice to see you again. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
You still haven't visited us yet?
No, I've been busy, but inshallah, I'd love to come.
Absolutely. Now, this is right. A lot of people go online and they find some different institutes, right? Some different
But
places.
the teacher doesn't have no time to engage with the student. They're only going to recite to the student, okay, finish your time, I'm done, I'm going to the next student.
Yeah.
It's like Adil told me he was reading that guy in Tanta, what's his name?
Sheikh al-Suqi.
I think so. He said that he was reading to him and he just had a feeling that the guy wasn't there.
Yeah, I've had
And
this
then
feeling.
he's reciting. At one point, like he just stopped reciting for like 5 minutes and then nobody said anything.
That's what I actually do.
So then eventually
I do the same thing.
then Adil started saying hello. Somebody else said, oh, Sheikh's in the toilet.
Me and him had the same experience with the same teacher online. No names mentioned. I stopped reciting an ayah.
What's his name?
He knows, right? So in that portion, I used to recite him one full juz online. And I got a feeling at that time, it was a new experience for me with this sheikh. And I got a feeling at that time that, maybe my Quran is amazing, or this guy is, he's very lenient. Then after a while, I started realizing, there's no kind of response or feedback from him whilst I'm reciting. because I cannot see him. It's just an audio call. I prefer a video call, especially when you can do somewhat of talaqi and mushāfaha.
The teacher looking at you and the student and the student looking at the teacher, the way I was pronouncing the letter, that's very, very important.
But there was an audio call always. I tell him, Sheikh, I'd love to see you. Put your camera on. It's like, Habibi, my internet connection's a bit da'if.
They always give that excuse. They always
You know, shabaka, mushkila, you know, I'm in the village. Khalas, ala Allah. So once what happened, I had to leave early. So I got to the half of the Jews and I was like, Sadaqallahu al-Azim. I was like, Ya Sheikh, asta'dhinuk, I need to go now, inshallah. I have a family matter that I need to attend to.
The Sheikh wasn't even there.
I didn't hear any response. 2-3 minutes. Ya Sheikh, Ya Sheikh, Ya Sheikh. I left the phone until the end. And then he was like, Ya Sheikh Ilyas, ayna anta? So he would actually come right at the end of the session 2-3 minutes before to check if I'm still reading.
Right.
It was. Then I told him, Ya Sheikh, this is what happened. So
Happened to I'm on the opposite side. I was the teacher. One time during COVID, I was teaching an American student, listening to him, and he couldn't do video call. So then I was listening to him. Just to be totally honest, this is on the teacher side. This is what you do the same thing. It happens. I was listening to him reciting. It was like 2 a.m. because the American time zone different. Listening, I must have fallen asleep. So then 4 minutes later, I woke up and he's still reciting, but I realized I felt myself while asleep. I was like, snoring as well. So then I told him, can you recite it again? Because I was asleep as you were reciting.
No, sometimes what I do now, I have a technique. When I've been doing reading online to Mashayikh.
you drop the call and just call him again.
No, I don't even do that. I become quiet. And he become quiet.
Pro tips.
Then after that, Sheikh told me, Tafaddal. I told him I forgot the ayah I was reading. Do you know where it is? So I need to check the Sheikh if he's actually with him or with me or not. So one day I told Sheikh, now wallahi, I don't like sometimes reading online. Why or something? I said, some of the Mashayikh don't even listen to the people. He told me, wallahi, the reason is we are old of age and we are sitting down like this. So what can we do? Like sometimes we are tired, we have a lot of job to do. So and these mashayikh, some of them, they don't actually like teaching online. If you like see the serious mashayikh, example Sheikh Nasarawi, that mashayikh, they will never teach you online. They'll say, you want to recite to me, come to me to my house. Even inshallah, even if you have to travel and book a ticket and recite to me. But online business, I don't do it. And it's better for a student to not like have that habit of reciting online a lot.
And just rely on that.
Yeah, just rely on just reciting online. It's better for a student to at least to have like even one khatma at least
In person
from beginning of Fatiha to the end of Nas. In person, going to the teacher face to face, and that is more barakah.
Especially ijāzat, you know, when
Especially ijāzat,
ظهرًا عن غيبه, some people, they claim that they've recited to the sheikh by hifz, the khatma.
Yes.
But the phone is on audio call. The sheikh cannot see if it's video call. So I, as the sheikh, will not know if my student, he's told me he's reading by hifz. It's all khatma for ijāzah. He could be snooping around.
I was teaching kids, even with children, when you're teaching online, when in COVID as well, teaching child. Quran was so fluent. I was like, you just finished Qaida, how's your Quran is fluent? Then I said, can I see your Quran? Showed me his transliteration. It's like the transliteration. Not reading from that.
Wallah, I've got a teacher that told me, he told me when you teach people Quran, even if you're opening a video, he told me about a very good technique. He told me he's been doing this for a long time. He said, when a student is reading Quran by video, make him open the video and tell him to close his eyes at the side. Open the video, tell the student to open the video and tell him to close the eyes and let him read. To check if the student is actually looking at the mushaf or not. Because even while he's opening the video, he maybe have a mushaf in front of him and can be doing like this.
He's gonna be online Qur'an Institute head of policing.
Yeah.
You know, in the secular exams, they actually make you show you the room around and all this stuff. Yeah, they make you do that for examinations. You know, to see if you've got items or articles around. And
No,
things like this.
that teacher actually told me. He told me, inshallah, in future, if you're gonna be teaching online, make sure, especially when it comes to ijāzah issue or ijāzah matter, when a teacher or when a student is reciting Quran to you, make him to open the video and tell him to close his eyes. Tell him to close his eyes and recite like this. to check if he's actually reading by heart or if he's actually looking at the mushaf. So these kind of things is very, very, it's very, very important, very important. And I think so even in Saudi Arabia they have the Qari electroniya. You heard that they have a lot of rules what they and regulation, like even Dr. Ayman Shafwaid, I think for years and years he was doing like a bath of how can a teacher or how can a student attain ijāzah online. Because these mashayikh, especially in Saudi Arabia, they take it very seriously.
Yeah.
They take it very seriously when it comes to ijāzah process online.
Yeah, Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Al-Qasim also just released a book about it too.
Yeah, these guys are writing books and even doing PhDs on doctors about regarding of a student reciting online and taking ijāzah online. They're making a lot of because they want to preserve the Qur'an.
Yes.
They don't want anyone to just. I remember a person one day. He told me I want to recite to you. Just like you will laugh about it. He told I want to recite to you and I know Qur'an. That's what okay, go ahead. I told him, look, you will read, but you have to open the video. He told me, but my camera on the front and the back doesn't work. I told him, okay, no problem, recite. The brother actually was playing a Qari on the radio and he's putting his phone like this.
Hey, how do you get these students, man?
And I'm hearing echo and I'm hearing this. I thought the brother is actually
He's got a sound system.
Actually got a studio and that. So I told him, brother, are you mashallah alayk. I'm hearing the mic off. I told him, do you have a microphone? He said, yeah, I got some echo on this. Okay. Can you recite okay, what was the ayah recite? Can you repeat the ayah again?
Oh.
I heard a bit of rewinding back. I told him, brother, you're not gonna read to me. Khalas. I told him, why are you gonna come up to you to want to recite to you and you're playing a Qari on the radio and putting your phone on that, make yourself that you're reading on the. I told him, no, man. These people, they actually.
The main purpose of them doing this is what? For what reason? For them to get accredited, right?
To have a certificate saying, this person recited to me the whole entire Quran from cover to cover, and I have gave him permission to teach and recite. And this is amana. The ijāzah is an amana. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, سَتُكْتَبُ شَهَادَتُهُمْ وَيُسْأَلُونَ. And if you are reciting Hamza, وَيُسْأَلُونَ. صح كده? So it's amana. Like it's very, very great amana. Like you are preserving the whole Quran. If subhanahu wa ta'ala, if let's say the Quran is all destroyed, who would the first people go to? They go to people that their Quran is on their heart, and they go to him. Akhi, subhanallah, the Quran is burnt. So I want to. Can you tell me about this verse in the Quran? Of course, they will go to a person that is hafiz, or if that person that has that sanad and that chain and that qualification, and we go to him, example. And we tell him about something and matter, and he has to take a verse out. How would he take the verse out and didn't memorize the Quran? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he took that ijāzah and he's standing in front of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask him, "Oh son of Adam, how did you recite the Quran to your teacher?" Can he say that I was reading by heart? You can't lie. You can't recite. You can't lie to Allah and say I was reciting the whole entire Quran from cover to cover to my Shaykh by heart and I didn't look at the Mus'haf not even once, because everything will be shown. So it's very, very. Quran is for a person that completed the Quran, entire Quran from cover to cover. He's hafiz, he's mutqin, and he has the ability to recite the Quran from cover to cover. And knows the tajweed rules. Because you know that other people, they don't have the tajweed rules and they just read to the shaykh at the end. They'll say, you know what, let me just take the certificate in the end. Later in future, inshallah, I'm going to go and study tajweed. No, you don't like that. Okay. I know people, they will make you a year, the shaykh that Sheikh Suhail, Aqbali, yeah? The Sahib al-Jaras. Sheikh Adam. The one was I was in a competition recently for the Kenyan, the 7 Qira'at. The sheikh that he asked me, I didn't know much about him until one of the students that was with us told me about him. This sheikh, he said, they have a student, he's from Saudi Arabia. And he went to him in Medina. He's a Qari and Muqri. He's a Qur'an teacher in Medina University. In Medina, Masjid al-Nabawi Sharif. He teach people Qur'an. He told me this brother that was reciting to him took him 10 years to just take an ijāzah in huffādh. Every time he completes the Qur'an, he told them, I don't think so, you deserve to take a certificate. Repeat the Qur'an again. Wow. He reads and he reads and he reads. He finished. He told him no. And one day he told me, Sheikh, could I have ijāzah of what I've recited? You know, the Sheikh told me. He told me, if you didn't tell me, or if you didn't ask me for the ijāzah, I would have gave it to you. But you've asked me, when could I get it? You have to repeat the khatma again. Sometimes it teaches you discipline, these kind of things. Like, it's not a game.
Builds your character, yeah.
The mashayikh, sometimes they, you know, they have a sheikh that I wanted to recite to you. He's from Saudi Arabia as well. Sheikh Abdul Majid, he does the qira'at sharh on al-Fajr, Salat al-Fajr. One day I went to him, I told him, Sheikh, I want to recite to you Qur'an. I want to recite to you and take an ijāzah. The Sheikh told me, that word is too advanced for you. I told him, how? He told me, you want to go and... He told me first thing, is that how you address the Sheikh? I told him, what do I need to say? He said, why did you come up to me and tell Sheikh, I want to recite ijāzah? He told me, I advise you to go and recite Kitab al-Tibyan by Imam al-Nawawi, and that book teach you the manner of the Qur'an. Recite that and read the chapter, how does the student approach the teacher? Read it a couple of times and understand it, and then come back and tell me what was your mistake.
Yeah.
Some of these, they take it very serious, especially للأسف, most of the people from Saudi Arabia, they take it seriously. مش عاوز أقول. المصريين, they don't.
They don't.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. The Egyptians, they take it very lenient. They make it as a business.
Really?
They make it proper as a business.
£350, you got ijāzah.
Yeah, if you read, they'll tell you, which one do you want? Do you want the easy way or do you want the hard way?
Wow.
Some of them you just do Fatiha beginning first.
I've done that.
And they'll give it to you.
They have a lot of ijāzah. They have ijāzah al-mahabba.
They'll say, have you got ijāzah before? Yeah, okay, here's the ijāzah.
I've got a sheikh one day, I just went to him, Sheikh Abdul Fattah Madkur. I went to him, yeah, Sheikh Abdul Fattah Madkur, rahimahullah ta'ala.
Yeah,
I went to him, wallahi, that sheikh, I really like him, wallahi. I went to him, I sat down with him. So the sheikh, he asked me, wallah, بس أنا أحبه جدا والله.
ما شاء الله.
جدا, he's one of the محترمين والله.
نعم.
So I went to the sheikh, I told the sheikh, who did you recite to? I told him I read to you, this sheikh. He told me, okay, recite huffādh. He told me to recite a couple of the poems of the Qur'an, tajweed. I read to him Fatiha, I read to him Baqarah. I told him, MashaAllah, your recitation is very, very good. I told him, he said, I'm going to give you a certificate. He wrote a certificate, he took it out, he wrote it, he stamped it. He said, because your recitation is very good and you don't have no errors in tajweed, I'll give you ijāzah, but mainly I do not give out any certificates until the person recite their own entire Qur'an. But it depends on teachers. There are some teachers that are very, very soft, some teachers are very, very hard.
شكرا لكم شيخنا.
الله يبارك فيك. جزاك الله خير.
معلش طولنا.
نحن جوعانين.